Hello and welcome to my channel. So as you already know, today's look is inspired by Spongebob. What I am not ashamed to admit, I still watch. I still love it. I find it hilarious. I know I'm a weirdo, but getting into this look, I sketch it out with the white eyeliner pencil first. And I know a lot of people, when I posted this on Instagram, said that the order was wrong. I didn't take that into consideration. Obviously, when I'm looking in a mirror, it is flipped. So I thought it was in the right order, but apparently it's not. Apparently Patrick and Spongebob house needed to be switched over, but hopefully you can deal with that. So I draw their houses on my chest, and then on my face I start to draw some jellyfish, and I also have some bubbles coming out of my mouth. I do use my airbrush in this look. My airbrush is actually from Din Air, and the makeup that I've put inside it is by MAC. It's their Pro Performance HD airbrush and makeup. So I use the white on the sand around the houses, and then for the background of this look, I started off by using some turquoisey blue at the top of my face, and then it goes down into a more true sea blue. And then prime my lids with the white P. Louise base. I go into the Huda Beauty Green Obsessions neon palette and use the neon green in that palette and start to place it all over my eye. To make it a little bit more of a warm yellow, I use the shade B in the James Charles Morphe palette. And then for my eyeliner, I use the Fenty Beauty Vivid Eyeliner in the shade Banana Blaze. I use a little bit of that B eyeshadow on the bottom lash line as well. And for my waterline, I use the Colourpop Chrome Gel Liner in the shade Crossed. As I didn't have a yellow mascara at this time, I used the Fenty eyeliner and placed it on my bottom eyelashes. I also got an orange eyeshadow from the Morphe James Charles palette and started to place it around the eye as well, just to give it a little bit more definition. Using a dark blue face paint, I filled in my brows before getting a cleanser on a Q-tip and starting to take away the makeup that is around the jellyfish. I did this so the pink really stands out and you don't see that dark blue underneath. The first colour I put down on the jellyfish is a pink face paint by Snazzaroo and also the Fenty Vivid Eyeliner in the shade Hottie Alert. For the detail work on the jellyfish, I used a darker pink, and again this is by Fenty Beauty, it's their Vivid Eyeliner, but this time it is in the shade Techno Beat. Then using different face paints and mixing up some colours, I created the classic flowers in the background of Bikini Bottom. To create some bubble looking shapes in the background, I tapped the end of my brush into a white face paint and started to tap that on my face. Going back into the James Charles Morphe palette, I used the blues in that palette to contour my face. To draw the bubbles coming out my mouth, I used the Fenty Vivid Eyeliner in the shade Wet T-shirt. Going back to the houses on my chest, I get some dark grey face paints and start to create some depth in this area. So the land that is further away is going to be darker, the sand that is closer is going to be lighter. The first house that I start with is Patrick's, as it's the simplest. So I use them grey face paints to paint his path going towards his house, and then I go into some browns and paint the rock. With a white face paint, I paint the thing that is on top of his rock. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like a wind chime. And then with the black face paint, I start to paint the details around the bottom of the rock and start to outline the whole thing. Moving on to Squidward's house, my favourite looking house. So I start to paint it blue and create some shading using dark blue and highlights using light blue. Once I painted the windows on the house, it just brought the whole thing together and it just looked really cool. I loved it. I then got a black face paint and started to outline the door and create the detailing around the bottom of the house. I also filled in the stepping stones coming out of his house. Moving on to Spongebob's pineapple house. So I start off by filling the whole thing in orange, and then I get a red face paint and start to create some shadowing. I also use it to create the crisscross patterns on the pineapple. The windows are pretty much the same as Squidward's house, so I use the blue face paints that I used on his and just do the same technique. I also used them to do the door and the path coming out of the house. I quickly went back to Squidward's house and got a brown eyeshadow and created some shading around the bottom of the house. And then I went in with two Fenty Beauty Vivid eyeliners, one in the shade Lime Fever and the other in the shade Jalapeno. And I used these to paint the grass at the bottom of the house, and then I went into green face paint and started to paint the leaves coming out the top of the pineapple. I used 2 liquid lipsticks in this look. They're both by Ofra, and the first one was in the shade Bondi Beach, and then I put Maui in the centre to create an ombre lip. For the finishing touches of this look, I put on this blue wig that I got from Amazon, and the eyelashes I wear are the Eldora false lashes in B802. I do have a discount code with Eldora, as well as Colourpop and Morphe and TTDI and some other brands. They're all linked in the description down below, as well as my social media handles if you're interested in following me elsewhere, like TikTok or Instagram. Over there my name is @Brooke.Ellis_, but all the rest are linked in the description down below. So this is the finished look. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you do like it, hit that like button because it helps me a lot. Thank you very much. And if you like this creative makeup and would like to see more, you can hit that subscribe button so you do not miss any more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.